Fighting fires and medical first response aren't Matt Willem's only skills. He has an unusual hobby, and he's using it to help the City of Edina experiment with ways to transition from turf maintenance to bee habitat.
Getting ready for the day can be a critical and even life-saving step for a paramedic firefighter.
I'll check my bottle too, make sure that's all good.
Matt Williams has been on the Edina Fire Service for 6 years, and he's well-versed in the type of clothing that keeps him safe on the job. But Matt has another set of clothes that he wears around station number 1 on Tracy Avenue. Because he's an apiarist, or beekeeper. And thanks to the City of Edina's Vision Edina sustainability efforts, Matt's keeping a hive right at the station.
I half sarcastically floated the idea by, and I was like, sure. So I was surprised by the level of interest. But these bees, they just want to collect nectar and do their thing. This should be a really good one.
Bees have been in the news a lot lately because they're experiencing severe population collapses.
There's a queen right there.
Most likely due to pesticides. That's a problem because
I forget the number, but if you go in the grocery store, it's like 1 in 4 bites of food has been pollinated by either a honeybee or a native bee or some other native pollinator.
As Matt says, pesticides are basically neurotoxins that bees can bring back into the hive.
The concern for us, obviously, is that we're consuming that honey. We don't want that in our bodies.
Matt started beekeeping about 2 years ago.
I took a class a couple years ago. I was very interested in it. Kind of fell in love with it.
But his interest started way before that.
I remember reading Rainbow, watching the episode they had about honeybees. And I still remember that to this day. So I must have gotten interested from it at that point. Just put the cover on.
That's a good thing, because his interest couples nicely with Edina's efforts to develop better environmental stewardship.
When we connected with Matt at Fire Station 1, he seemed really interested in doing some native restoration there with some native plants. And so that's a pretty good alternative to turf because there's less irrigation demand, less chemicals that need to be used, better wildlife habitat, and so it just happened to sync up really well with what Matt is doing at the fire station with bees.
It's all part of a citywide effort to have a more positive impact on the environment and the budgets.
Working with a few people from the city, we're looking at re-landscaping a big portion of the station here into a more of a natural environment, so prairie, rain garden, just removing kind of the manicured lawn that takes up a lot of our time and resources, use a lot of lawn chemicals. We also use a lot of irrigation water to maintain this. So if we can switch that over to a more native landscape, it helps the bees, it reduces our overhead, and just kind of better for the environment.
And there's really not a lot of effort to maintaining the hive, just a quick check of it every 2 weeks or so, but the benefits are enormous.
And I'm sure gardeners in the area will notice a increased bloom and fruiting of their gardens because they do such a great job.
And his coworkers get a benefit as well.
I'll be paying yard rent is what they call it. In this case, I'll be providing the station honey.
But Matt probably gets the best benefit of all.
I'm such a bee dork. I'll just sit by the hive just a few feet away and just watch them bring in pollen. You'll see the guard bees climbing over the foragers coming in, making sure they're okay. It's fascinating. I love it.
Part of the 2014 Vision Edina process, this project seeks to be both environmentally and fiscally responsible, as maintaining lawns can be very time and materially expensive. For more information on all of the City of Edina's sustainability programs, visit edinamn.gov/sustainability.